Welcome to the No Pressure, No Diamonds podcast, where entrepreneurs come to harness their struggles, doubt, fear, negativity, and setbacks. They place pressure on the blessing of adversity to become the strong, fearless, excited, passionate winner they were destined to be, a diamond.
Are you ready? Let's get it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it, man. Well, guess what? We back once again. My name is Alex Rose. I got my boy
Thomas Solano.
And we are here, man, the No Pressure, No Diamonds podcast. And we have an amazing guest here tapped in today, man. Super excited, man. Business extraordinaire. And I've learned so much from this gentleman, man, just in his presence and how he operates and how things move around him. You know what I mean? And how he steps and how he makes things move. And he's taken a lot of time to teach me things. I'm sure, he had a lot of times he had no business teaching me at the time, but now, man, it's really taking a precedence, man. So, and we're gonna dive into a whole lot of stuff today. But without no further ado, we have Mr. Dave Hill. How's it going, sir?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Hey,
great, brother.
We here, man. We are tapped in. So we're gonna talk a little about it. We're gonna start from the maybe not all the way to the beginning, not birth or anything like that. We want to just get into your story a little bit, man. So kind of talk about kind of the preamble to you getting in. I guess you've always been in business, huh? I'm about to say before, but I think it's always been a thing.
Yeah.
So which is interesting.
Hustler's mindset, huh?
You know what I'm saying? always, man. So let's talk about just the kind of the first stages in business, man, and what kind of how you ended up where you are now. But we're gonna just the pre-story.
Wow, pre-story?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the first. I would say started when I was. All right, this is the unprofessional version. I was in a nightclub at 16 years old. All my cousins and my family, they were all older. And we used to go from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we were in the nightclubs.
16.
Damn, hump day on, huh? You was humping around?
Yeah,
I was humping around.
You was. Nah, seriously. And one day, I don't condone this, now or anything like that. But one day, we was drinking, and we went into the club, and I'm on the dance floor doing my thing or whatever, and I stopped in the middle of the dance floor, and I started counting people that's around me. And I said, I know this many people from my hood, from my area. We pay $20 every day to get every week to get in.
Yeah, you see dollar signs.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was that moment right then and there. Maybe it was the Cisco that we was drinking, or I don't know what it was. But that right was the point that I went home. That next day, I came home from school, and I gave my mom a note. She has that note still today. She kind of framed it. I have that note. I said, I will never have a job ever in my life when I know I can have a DJ, a room, girls for free, and make money. I will never have a job in my life. And from there, I said I'm going to be a millionaire before I'm 25. And I think there's something else, whatever, on there. But those are the two most important things. And then after that, it was just a wrap. I think 3 months after that, I threw my first party. I rented out like a big hall called the Pennsauken Expo. I had a mountain of speakers on the wall. Cause my family, my people's is from the islands and everything like that. So we got all the Jamaicans to put all the wall up and everything like that. And then we had reggae music in there. On one side, we had female strippers. On the other side, it had male strippers for the females. And I charged $25 to get in for the, get into the VIPs. Those are my VIP rooms. And then the middle room was $15 for you just to go regular party. It was a bomb.
Yeah.
My friends came. It was just really, it was everybody that we already know came. But that was the starting point. My man who we hired to bring some strippers, It was the wrong stripper. Now, mind you, I'm doing this at 16 and a half.
I was just about to ask, yo.
It
This
was
is
the vertically
16,
challenged
man.
ones. They was like little.
Yeah.
little
Mind you, I'm doing this at this age.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We putting it together. No coaches, no guides, nobody saying this is how you do it or anything like that. I went to my cousin and my bro and them was like, yo, let me borrow some money. Because they was doing their thing, took their money and was like, cool. Then they was rapping. So, and this is how I started my actual, where the journey actually started to kick off. Throwing parties, always trying to do parties and everything like that. Then I got into male reviews. People think it's bad, but hey, females pay X amount of dollars to actually go to a male review. It's crazy. They they run to it. It was the most easiest money ever in promotions. But my cousins and my boys and everything, they wanted to rap. So they was, trying to put this group together. I called the Source magazine and I said, yo, I want to buy a page in the Source, for a group, whatever, we're independent, Next thing you know, they said $15,000 for that one page. And again, that
For
moment,
a page.
Yeah. It hit again in my head. And then next thing you know, I said, I'm not going to do that. I could just do this myself. So I created a hip hop magazine. And I told all my cousins and them, I said, look, I can't rap because I cannot put 16 together for anything, literally. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna promote everybody. I'm gonna market everybody. Did not know one thing about marketing or anything like that. And from there, my magazine hit. I think my first cover was Beanie Siegel. My second cover was Aaliyah. No, my second cover was Jay-Z. My third cover was Aaliyah. My fourth cover was the Neptunes.
You talking about
tracks?
Going 4 for 4 out the gate, man. So
Yeah, it was batting 1,000.
Yeah,
man. So thinking about that, and kind of taking it back. So we're doing throwing the parties, right? Basically creating your own clubs, and then what was kind of the timeline from there to the magazine? What was kind of, if you can kind of think about it, what was the timeline of that?
maybe like a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I started True Magazine in '97.
That's when people were still buying magazines.
That was
Yeah,
that was belly. That was belly. Period.
That's when print was still good. We was on the newsstands. I had about 110,000 magazines on the newsstands for True. Literally, we was. If you Google True and look up True, the covers, everybody that ain't a little has been in my magazine.
Yo, that's bro. We was looking at bro. This is a minute. We was on the mountain. We was on the mountain, bro. I was like, yo, it's a trip, man. So how are those relationships built? Because it ain't like. I mean, is it a phone?
Nah.
Back then, it's not a phone call where these people coming to your events and stuff like that.
I did the parties.
There you go.
So I was the party dude, and I started mingling, knowing a bunch of people in Philly. A dude named Sadiq used to come and to be in VIP. Sadiq owned this group, this management company called Black Friday in Philadelphia. But Sadiq ended up being Beanie Siegel's manager. So when Sadiq took Beans up to Rockefeller, I was with. You know what I mean? I was. That's how
You got to get in the rooms, huh?
That at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Get in the room.
That's what it's all about. But you gotta, and that's later down the conversation. You gotta really put yourself there. You know what I mean? And that's one thing over the years that I really found out that through trial and error that you have to do it and put yourself there. Ain't nobody gonna do that shit for you. Ain't nobody gonna do that shit for you. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you a story a little later on that, but literally ain't nobody gonna do that for you. And that's how I got the connections from Sadiq. Sadiq introduced me into Simone Smalls. Simone Smalls from Susan Blonde Inc. That's like one of the biggest PR companies. She had a contract with Def Jam and Rock Nation, Rockefeller. And then she introduced me into Jana Fleshman, which is Jay-Z's publicist and right-hand person who owned. Actually, today she's like one of the main execs over at Rock Nation. Still to that. And they just started flooding artists to me. Just from there. Flooding artists to me, and then we grew from there.
And, and there's something about working with somebody that's hungry You know what I'm saying? That's not already at whatever the pinnacle is of their, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the source was, you know, was almost like the hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
It was Source
You know what
and
I'm
what
saying?
Double XL.
The source of Source and Double XL was the hip hop Bible. We was number 3
Yo, that's a
in the
trip.
United States. We was number 3, literally.
Yo, that's a trip, man. And then just to get that, like, and now you're in the, so doing that for folks, what it's almost like you build your own, like, you're building your community.
Yeah, we was known for that. And then from there, we built up. Everybody started coming to us for marketing. So that's how the marketing kicked in. I never went to school for none of this. Anything that I do today, I've never went to school for. Didn't take one class for it. One marketing class, one business class, one anything. What my cousin says, I look at things totally different. Like, I see the matrix in everything.
Well, I'm curious if I could stop you there really
Yeah.
quick, just to kind of get an idea. If you could not think about the success you've had and like rewind,
Mhm.
and you were able to go to school, would you, or not? I think I know the answer, but
Without the success that I have now, I think no. The reason why is, okay, I was about to go to school. I
okay,
went to school for one day. And I bought a Chrysler Sebring. Cream interior, burgundy brand.
I remember
nice
those
car.
convertible.
Right, man. Man.
V6, man.
And I drove up to school my first day, and I looked over at the guy next to me. Get out the car, said hi and everything. I'm stunting. I'm a young boy with this type of car. I got money in my pocket and everything like that. You know, and he walks in. He's my professor. I judged him from his car.
Sure.
And said, the hell can he teach me? When I'm driving this and he's driving that. So I already kind of like shunned it. And then from there I said, I'm going to just do it myself. But I've always been that type to, and like I said, I was in a club. I was dancing. I seen the business of it without even recognizing it.
Right.
You know, I seen that the source, when I called them up, they told me that price. I looked at it, seen the format, seen the business of it from just looking it up. Told my cousin, say, yo, let's go to Kinko's. What we going there for? Oh, we're going to press up some magazines. At Kinko's. The first issue of True Magazine, I did it at Kinko's. And then I gave them out in the area. You know, and then it built from there. And then, yo, let me get in there. Yo, I have $200 for the little article right there.
Yeah.
$200. And then you do that 10 times, that's $2,000. You know, you do that for 10 issues, that's $20, $30. You know, now you're starting to talk to them real money. But it was a struggle. It was ups and downs. But I never gave up on it. But to answer your question, no, I would not have continued to school still, without knowing. And even still today, I think that there is parts of school, but not everything from what they do in school. School is, and I'll probably get in trouble for this, but school to me is training for you to be a robot in this society.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, and I agree with you. I think it's designed to just create employees, like yes men, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's power in application versus theory. And what you learn in school generally is not application. It's usually all theory, right? From people who haven't done it or been in the mix and stuff. And so,
They've been out the game forever. Like, say, did it 50 years ago, say I'm thinking of marketing, right? Marketing 50 years ago is not the same as marketing today. So
Hell no.
you know what I'm saying? So somebody that's been in teaching to say a marketing course or market 101 may have a totally different outlook to somebody that may be in the, somebody's, so I want to teach somebody how to build a club up. right? And say it's in a thing, but you was in there.
Yeah. Well, I think there's few people too, though, that were actually successful in what they're teaching. Like if you're a professor, chances are that was a better of two options. Whether you gave the marketing thing, like just using that as an example, you weren't that good at it, which is why you decided to become a professor, because the upside was more there. So what can you teach somebody? Like, you can't teach them how to be successful if you weren't successful yourself, right? 50 said something in an interview, and I'll butcher it if I try to repeat it verbatim, but he said something to the effect like, man, if all the answers were in the business books, then those teaching out of that book wouldn't be teaching. And I was just like, oh snap, right? Like that's real.
Yeah, that is. And I've been showing my kids business and business classes and everything. And one of my kids asked the teacher when they talk about money, asked them, have you ever been an accountant?
I love it.
You know, but sometimes they get too smart for themselves.
Right.
But really, you having a 13-year-old kid address or ask that type of question, you're like, oh man, like damn, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. I think like the way they say, those who can't do teach, those who can't do teach, and those who teach. I forget what the phrase out, but it's something along those lines. But that's real interesting, man, and just the, you know, you want to be around the people that are actively doing it successfully, and there obviously people take their lumps, but you want to be with the people. You know, you want to learn from people that have been through something.
Yeah,
you know, actually,
the lumps is actually lessons.
Yeah.
That's your school. That's your school. Some people don't look at it like that, but that's the school. You know what I mean?
You learn more in the process.
Yeah, and that's how I grew. My wife says that I've grown. My determination, my drive is what really put me where I am. Because people would have quit. Imagine having 10 family members and 9 out of the 10 family members said you shouldn't be doing that.
Yep. Been there.
Imagine.
I feel you.
Imagine somebody pulling you to the side saying, yo, like, what you gonna do? You need some medical insurance. You need
benefits.
This ain't making you no money. Like, come on, you struggling. Like, look at you. You know, how many people will say that? I can name so many people who said that to me. You know, and I was just, all right, cool. You know, because they, over time now, in the position I'm in, I understand they're coming from their own insecurities about something. They're not coming from experience. Because someone that experienced something would say, I don't know about that, but you know what? I did this and this is where I messed up at, and give you a lesson out of it instead of saying, yo, you shouldn't do that, or yo, you need to do something else, because their fear of jumping out there doing something else. I am first generation in my family of doing any of the things that I do. First generation. You know, there's family members that, you know, they're well off. You know, they're good. But doing what I do, first generation. I wake up when I want to. I go to sleep when I want to. I don't clock in. I went to my son's basketball game that started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I told my cousin, I said, yo, this is all the money, all the businesses, all the things. What it is being able to tap out whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
And to be there for moments that if I had a 9 to 5, I would have to call out of work.
Yeah, you have to ask permission.
Permission to do that. Just like you're in school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just like you're in school.
Man, them JOBs, man, them jail-operated businesses.
But ain't nothing wrong with that. We need
some
of those
I ain't
people.
knocking it. Yeah, for sure.
We need some of those people. Mm-hmm. Everybody who works for me, I tell them straight out, I don't plan on you working for me for longer than 2-3 years. Because if you're still in the same position 2-3 years, from being around me, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Literally, it's a problem. Because I push everybody to either start their own or do their own thing, and then we'll just contract together, and you still be working with me, but not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
man, that's empowerment.
Yeah. Hey, that's real.
Bro, I love it.
Yeah,
I
man.
love it. I think more people need to be that way, right? And that's I mean, it sounds like you have really what is considered an abundance mindset versus scarcity, because most people operate from a scarcity space. You know what I mean? And they don't want to lose. And like, no, you're mine. Stay here. Stay close. I don't want to have to retrain somebody. Like, that's crazy.
But that's the joy of it, bro.
Yeah.
That's the joy of it. It's going to go see your man or your partner or somebody that you groomed or somebody you work with. Not to even say, hey, I put you there. Just for y'all two to give each other a nod and smile and laugh. That right there is the most refreshing thing, more than, you know, the work that they'll do for you, is seeing somebody else progress. You know what I mean? Like I had a goal of how much money I needed to make or whatever before. You know what I mean? And now it's about how many people you put in place.
That part.
And that's how I could gauge success. Even with like our streaming network that we have. You know, I broke it down to my partner Lamar like this, like we have 12,000 films on our platform right now. So each film had to have a minimum of 15 people help do it. So now you're helping change 15 people's lives. Because now they can go on Apple, Roku, Amazon, etc., and say, my work is right here. To excel them, give them confidence that they're moving in the right direction. It may not be the biggest hit right now.
Sure.
But it's you know, affirmation that hey, I am doing this. I am at that point. One of the projects that I was a part, even if I was carrying the bags. Yeah, I worked on that show right there. Everybody always says that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I worked on that show. I worked on that project. Or, yeah, I know that. That's my guy. And, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. It's to the people around them. Because they're looking for a frame around them. Of the people that they are. To show that they are succeeding. So I've built a platform with my partner that actually does that in abundance. Does that across the world, around the world. You know what I mean? And like I said, that's the next way that I can say success is helping the next person get there.
It's like a progression platform for people, man. You know, and being an instrumental in somebody's success, man. That's a everlasting gift.
Well, I think what's so incredible about what you said, Dave, was you had said not for like confirmation, like, hey, I helped you get there. But there was something that you kind of jogged the thought in my mind when you were telling that story, was that, man, when you put people in a position to perform, or my thought was like spread their wings, essentially, you know, at some point, they may come back around and help you even soar higher. Like there's a relationship tied there, right? When you give people the power to spread their wings and they start to fly, man, that thing will come full circle. Although that wasn't your intention, it didn't sound like you found joy in them spreading their wings. But man, they're going to help soar, help you soar, maybe even to higher heights.
You don't even know that Alex has been out with me. The people that, some of the restaurants that we go into, some of the places that we go into, and the people that I know, that's how we've built. I've helped them out do something. They've helped me out do something, and it's crazy. Going to Vegas and I can send a text and you can go have a 5-star meal. I don't even need to be there. All you do is leave a tip. Those type of relationships is priceless, and it ain't about money. It's just because I did something for them a long time ago. They do something for me. I do something for them.
Favor for a favor.
It ain't even. It's like we work together, but we don't work together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that, I always say, Trump. Well, before Trump was president, but Trump or the president could walk in anywhere with $0 and get everything.
Yep.
You know, and that's the same concept. I could walk into a lot of restaurants, a lot of places, different places, and that service or that caterer or the manager will come out or the owner will come out, and it's a different experience because of what you just said. The more people you help spread their wings or something, the more it will come back to you.
Law of reciprocity. Is that what that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you throw it out there, man. It comes back 10, multiple fold back. You know what I'm saying? And it's doing it without the intent to receive something back.
Yeah. My wife don't like that a little too much. She says I give the game away. You know what I mean? No, she's a good person. Well, she says I give the game away a lot, man. I don't care. I give it away.
You know what's funny? We have a couple of mentors. Ed talks about that, right? Ed. I've heard him say it multiple times from stage. He was like, people ask me all the time, like, why am I so willing to be so open? And he said, but there's an understanding that I have over the last 20-something years of being in business is 99% of this is going to fall on deaf ears.
Mm-hmm.
No, 99% of people aren't going to do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
You could shout it from the rooftops, man, and it's not going to make a difference for 9 out of 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's interesting too, and you got to be okay with that too, because even if there's people in your circle, we all build up little circles here and there and stuff like that, or people around. We might want something for some, somebody might show a little inklings of like some, what is it called? Like they might show that they might possibly be able to do something. And you might be like, all right, cool. Let me put this person in a position so they can get this, right? Oh, so cool. Hey, I gotta connect for you, boom, boom. But they just might not be ready yet.
Man, that part right there, not to cut you off, I apologize. That hit a nerve. The reason why that hit a nerve is because I'm learning to pull back from that.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. I'm learning to pull back from doing that. Business comes to me, putting a business together, running a business, operating, the matrix of it comes to me so simple. And is a small little story. One of my friends, he was just hanging out. He was like, yo, I'm thinking about getting into singing again, whatever. Cool. 2 days later, I sent him a text, yo, come to the studio. I can't say their names, but very important people was in there. And I was like, yo, my man, he want to get back into singing.
He wasn't ready?
No.
Bros, huh?
But in my head, I thought I was doing him a favor by putting him in the room with, I'm talking about the elite of it. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't ready. Or
and Teddy Riley was in there.
Might as well have been.
No, actually on the same level of that.
Okay.
On the same level as that. And I did that multiple times. Another gentleman that, I rock with a whole lot, and, I put him in process with a business venture. Had him have a mentor and everything like that. He paid no money.
Mm.
Is he doing that gig right now? Is he working with them right now? No. Because I move too fast. Because it's nothing for me if you say, oh, yo, you want to get into real estate? Oh, cool. I work with 10 real estate guys. Yo, which one of y'all, what y'all doing this week? All right, cool. A guy going to follow you. You mind? Cool. Train them a little bit. And they'd be like, okay, cool. Tell them to come on. I give them all the ropes. Not ask for 1 cent. But in my head, I'm thinking I'm helping, but they might not be ready to take that step yet.
Do you think it's and timing is obviously, I understand that that's important. Do you think it's that, or do you think that there's an element of them like maybe taking it for granted because there is no out-of-pocket investment? Because I really believe that people take things like the first time I bought my first car and it was coming out of my pocket, I drove it off the lot and took it home and washed it. And it had just been washed, and I probably washed it 2 or 3 times that week. And my mom's like, you've been riding around in my car for 18 years and not once washed it. You know what I mean? But bro, it's so different. Yeah. When you buy your own stuff, you treat it differently, right? Like my mom used to buy me shoes and I'd use them as brakes when I'm riding my bike. I bought my first pair of shoes. Bro, I was taking the shoelaces off or rubbing them up, like I was keeping them clean for a long time. So you think that maybe that is part of the challenge, or you really just think it's only timing?
Welcome to the No Pressure, No Diamonds podcast, where entrepreneurs come to harness their struggles, doubt, fear, negativity, and setbacks. They place pressure on the blessing of adversity to become the strong, fearless, excited, passionate winner they were destined to be. A diamond.
Or maybe a combination.
I think that's part of it. That's part of it too. I also think the people that know me, when everybody comes to me and talk about business, literally, I attract that. Even when I don't try to attract that, we go to a barbecue, somebody, yo, Dave does, yo, you can, David, because I give the information
Right.
to the best of my ability. I'm not saying I'm 1,000% right
Sure.
or anything like that. I just know what I do.
Share your experience.
Yeah. But I really think that I overwhelm people. If you want to be a banker,
The connects are too good.
if you want to be in banking, I will call a vice president of a bank and say, "Yo, we need to have lunch." You know what I'm saying? Somebody was working with me in fashion, and I have this thing called lanes. I'm like, yo, you can build your lane up with this. This one person I'm about to put you on with is one of the biggest people out here. It's a company called Quintessentially. Quintessentially is the biggest concierge company in the world, in like 60 countries. They're like huge. The person who runs LA is one of a mutual friend. I put us all on the thing. I said, now you talk to them. You already got their name. They already said hi to you. They already introduced themselves to you. I introduced you into them. All right, cool. Run with it. Go do your thing. Ask her to go to an event. Ask her to go to lunch or anything like that. But the events that she has Brad Pitt, has Fendi, has Rihanna's clothing line, and then all that other stuff like that. Simple to them. They'll just give those things away. Did that person take that advantage of that? They wasn't ready.
There was a fear there.
So what my wife says is, and what me and my partner Zoo say is, we have to wait till they get to level 5 before we come in. Because if they're starting off at level 1, I can make a phone call or a text, or there's 1 degree of separation of somebody that does something.
Sure.
That I know that are doing it for real, that can make it happen. So somebody from 1, they may not be ready for level 8 or level 7 type of connection, work, business, operations, or what they think. So we said, all right, level 5 is that mark, and then from level 5, I'll take you to level 10. And also, it's people that's serious. You know what I mean? When you're starting off with somebody and they may not be serious about it, like you said, to circle back around like what you said, what Ed said. I tell everybody how to market themselves. Every single person I know, I have spoke to them somehow, some way about marketing themselves a certain way. I can put hands on the table of how many people follow through. But the people that follow through, all of them, they popping.
They experience the success. Huh?
They living it now. Me and my partner Sticks, we go back and forth, arguing back and forth on different things. It's brotherly love. But guess what? Look where Sticks is. And it's all him. But it's just, sometimes I'm that little bug in the ear. My man Andy Dane Carter. When me and him met, he had 700 followers on Instagram. He's up over 300,000 right now. Killing it. And I can name so many other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even your boy, we just talked about. You know what I'm saying? That I work with. It's just, some people may not be ready for that level. And I think my problem, and some of the people around me say, I have a problem identifying that I have a good open heart, which is a great, good thing. But sometimes let them get to a certain point instead of saying, come on, I got you. Because they're not ready for that, I got you. They'll fall off.
Yeah, it's like putting people on. It's like people in the entourage, you putting them on.
Yeah.
And then they fall face flat. And then what happens is it can, just in the experience, it can mess up your relationships with other people because, it puts almost chinks in your armor because they're like, all right, well, all right, man. Well, so the next time you send somebody, man, send somebody that's about it a little bit, man.
They hit you and say, yo, don't send me nobody.
Or don't do it.
Don't send me nobody.
Yeah.
We good. We good on everything. Yeah. Don't send me nobody.
Yeah, you can't go to bat for everybody, right? It's like when I used to manage restaurants and stuff. When people knew that I could hire, right? Like they started coming out of the woodwork. Hey, let me get a job. I'm like, nah. I already know. Like,
Well, why
you know
not?
what I mean? Because I already knew that they were not going to take it serious, and they were going to put me in a position where my perception, my persona, my reputation was tied to how they were gonna perform. That's really what it came down to. Like, and so I didn't want them to negatively reflect on what I was doing.
Mm.
And that's really what it came down to.
But being in the position that you was in, you wouldn't have been able to shield that away.
Shield what?
Like
Like,
their actions, their development, or if they didn't, lack thereof, if they didn't develop or anything like that.
are you saying, like, could I have been removed far enough to where,
Yeah.
like, I mean, potentially, like, it wasn't going to cost me my job, but it did. Like, reputation is something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just wasn't willing to go to bat for everybody. I just knew that it wasn't going to work out. Like, I got boys that were just kind of reckless, and you know what I mean, would do things that potentially,
Like, you're not about to
like,
be no bartender, bro.
yeah, well, you know,
Put you behind it,
not just
yeah.
that, man. Again, your reputation, to me, it is something. You know what I mean? And I think I would have held mine and kept mine, but there would have been people looking around the corner. You know what I mean? Like, and so I just didn't want to be tied to that. I was looking to further separate myself.
Okay.
And stuff. So, I mean, you can't bring everybody on, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
man,
you gotta trust your gut, but you also gotta trust. You know what I mean? That you gotta trust people to be who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and you got to put the right people around you to help you with that.
Yeah.
It's like my whole squad is all alphas, and but what makes us alphas is not that we are leaders; it's when we know when to lead.
Sure.
We know when, this is Dave's lane. Oh, this is man's lane. Oh, this is Pat's lane. Let him, he the front person. But we all keep each other accountable, and we all watch out for each other. That might not be a good deal. Now, I don't do it like I made a choice and said, you know what, I'm not doing deals with people no more. Everybody else is doing deals, and I'm gonna do deals with the people that do deals with my people. Just because I've just been through the ringer too many damn times, and my lack of I want to help too much.
Sure.
And sometimes me helping too much damages a lot. And I recognize that though. So now I put those pillars, I put those elements around me or with me.
Barriers of entry.
To rock. You know what I mean? To get there.
Like you say, you can't just call up Jordan, you know what I'm saying, and be like, hey man, I'm trying to put some shoe together, dog.
Well, it's just so true. Associations are important. You know what I mean? And so when you know that something's not going to work out, like I think to kind of further elaborate, because I kind of brought some clarification. Some clarification. But we all know that associations are obviously important, and people's actions based on their association with you could negatively reflect on you. Right? Well, doesn't matter what my reputation was, depending on the severity of that person's negative action. If they're tied to me, it's going to affect that perception.
Guilty
and that's, hey, dude, and that's what I was trying to protect myself from. Yeah. Why? Because I had a wife, because I had a kid, because we had a home. You know what I mean? And there was a different set of priorities, and it didn't revolve around me being like the good homie who, put somebody on, like, as much as that might suck to hear if you're one of my homies, man. But like, hey, it is what it is. Player.
But shoot, like, so I heard you bring up something about the lanes, right? And identifying that for oneself. So how does somebody really embody it and identify what their lanes are, or what their lane is, and not try to, deviate too much? Because I think we spread out. I know I've been guilty of it. I don't know how many times spread myself too thin. Because sometimes people are just good at multiple things, but you're not really able to excel because you're spreading yourself too thin.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly. So then, how can somebody, hence Alex, how can somebody focus in their lane and, and be able to benefit? Or how does somebody, even find their lane?
You have to know what you want to do. That's the first step. And where you want to go. Lanes, the term lanes that are created within marketing or whatever, is basically your road to your success, your road to your goal. And on your road to your goal, you're going to have different exits. Those exits is actually places where you have to plant your feet or plant your seed or whatever. And then sometimes you have to go back to that exit to actually see, or you have to learn or understand from that. But the first thing is actually really understanding what you want to do. Then understanding the road map to get there. Not too many people actually sit down and plan that. It's just like a road of me getting into real estate, commercial real estate, which I'm still getting into commercial real estate, or real estate, with that. So that's why I have real estate clients, for our marketing. So now if I need something in real estate, I don't have to do it. My whole thing was I need to build a chessboard for real estate. Who's going to be my queen? Who's going to be my bishop? Who's going to be this? Who's going to be that person? Who's going to be my castle to always watch everything? And I can name each person that's in real estate around me.
And the role you want them to play, or that they can play,
or the game that I would like them to play.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's that's just it. But I identified that lane. So in order for me to do that, a quick story with that is I looked up the top commercial real estate companies in Los Angeles, and then I looked at the people. Then I added them on LinkedIn. Then I seen some of those guys hang out at Four Seasons. So what I did, I didn't have the money. I didn't have the success. I would take $400 a month. One day out of a week, I went to the Four Seasons. I had a salad, something to eat, and one drink. That was the whole $100. By the time you leave a $20 tip, because you want to,
Yeah, you got to be memorable.
Yeah. So the bartender, me and the bartender end up, because I kept coming back.
Mm-hmm. Familiar face.
Conversations. I do marketing, whatever. Yeah, I'm a little branching out a little bit into commercial real estate. I'm just getting my feet wet. I'm trying to understand how it works and everything, blah, blah, blah. Just regular conversation. One time I went there, he said, "Hey, Erie, you need to meet up with Dave. Dave, yeah. Yo, this is Erie, commercial real estate, Erie." I already knew who Erie was.
You built a relationship with a connector of people.
Yeah, but I put myself, what we was talking about earlier, put myself in that position.
Absolutely.
I seen that a lot of those guys do a lot of business and lunch meetings at their Four Seasons. So I can't go there every day. I can go there once a week. So I went there once a week and put myself in that position, got to know somebody. That one person now became my mouthpiece for everything else. And then I introduced myself in Erie. Me and Erie started talking. Me and Erie did a little bit of business together. Erie, I think they control 7,300 square feet of office space in Beverly Hills, Santa Monica. Make about $18 million a month. Can't get no bigger than that. Of understanding how it is.
Right.
And he was the one who taught me about syndicates, or introduced it to me. He may buy the building or own the building. He has a management company that does the management of the building, whatever, that leases it out, et cetera, but the building may be worth 90 million. He puts up 9 million, starts the paperwork, puts a group of together. Hey, I need 81 more $1 million. You want 10 million? You want 10 million? You want 10 million? 10 million? Boom! Now he has a building. The lowest amount of money in the project. So that's how I came up with the term containers. And putting containers and stuff. I call it containers. You know what I mean? A container of basically short-term, mid-term, and long-term business.
Wow.
And then my group comes in and we say, okay, this is the short-term. That's going to be a quick flip. This is the mid-term type of business that we're going to invest in. And this is the long-term business that we're going to invest in. And all projects have to have that.
A time frame.
Yeah, time frame. All projects have to have that.
Wow.
And that's what we look for. So one project may have, we're going to invest into a liquor company. that sells products that we can get money now. I mean, that's a midterm business. Short-term business, we might throw a concert, a party, or a show. That's money instantly. Midterm is like a liquor. You get paid yearly on it. Real estate is the long term. So one container will have all three of those in it. And then, hey, y'all want to get in? You don't? All right, I'm doing it myself. So I learned that during my experience with Erie. And what I've been doing is putting myself in positions to understand that industry, understand how that's done, and then taking it for myself and running with it. Again, I look at the matrix of it. I go into a concert, I'm looking at the stage, but I'm really looking at the people. I'm looking at the seats, I'm looking at the sections, how many ushers it is, how many actually bars is set up so that you can make money, the flow of traffic, why everybody leaves when they leave right before the game, they leave to go up, they go out, and then there's certain concessions that still are open. Like anytime you go to the Lakers game, the only concession that's still open is all of the paraphernalia, all the fanfare stuff is open at the end. There's no food, there's no anything else, you can't get it.
Yeah, but if you want to spend money, you know where you're going.
Oh yeah.
It's drawn. Okay.
It's drawn. But they tell you which way to go.
Right.
They rope it off. And they make you walk by that. They make you walk by that. It's placed, it's strategically placed. Yeah. Even when you go into a Target or a Walmart, the end caps is just straight directions. This is on sale. This is the type of product that's going to be down this type of aisle.
Yeah, even the eye. They place things and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
So with going back to that story, the showing up at the Four Seasons, how consistent was the day and the time that you would show up?
Same time.
Same time.
Same day.
Same day. Nugget for those of you listening. Yeah. Strategically building relationships.
Yeah.
But there was a consistency in when and where and how you showed up.
Took me about 60 days.
It's not bad at all.
That was an $800 investment for me to get next to a person that makes $18 million a month.
ROI is there. But I love how you break down, right? Like that finished puzzle, right? That picture. But you can break down the pieces and then re-put it back together and restructure it.
And that's what Lanes is. That's all Lanes is. That's all it is. One of my friends in real estate, he was selling $2 million houses, doing good. He wanted to sell $10 million houses. That's a different level of people to be around and everything like that. We had to put him in the room with those guys. And if he did it, he did it. If he didn't, he didn't. So it's a process. So what do those guys read? Forbes, Entrepreneur magazine, et cetera, we paid for them because of the connections in my media for them to say that this person was that. We put that out there. You pay for media. Everybody does it. You pay for your media that you have. That's why I don't watch the news. It's paid for. It's geared towards a certain direction for what they want you to think.
Yeah, there's an agenda.
Yeah,
for sure.
Always an agenda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to put yourself in those places. Y'all with y'all podcasts. Y'all want to be in the top 50, top 100 downloaded podcasts. What's the first thing I asked you? How many downloads you got?
Yeah. Mercy we got.
True story.
Yeah.
Okay. What positions, what places, what companies, what people are saying that you need to be in it? You know what I mean? And same thing I used to say to a lot of artists as like, on your social media and your likes and everything like that, you roll with a crew of 50, you roll with a crew of 40 people that you say that's your people, but not one of those 40 people post your post.
Oh yeah, something's wrong there.
But they support you. But every time you throw a party, every time you on stage, or every time you do, they want to be there. But they're not putting up your album when you drop your album. Oh man, I get to it. No. Me and my partner Sticks, we was like, yo, we gonna start calling our friends out. Yo, I got this, yo. How come you ain't posted? What's up? How come you ain't do that? Okay, I see where you at.
They want the benefit of, right? Like somebody, I have had friends who've opened up businesses, and then the first question from their circle is, bro, could I get a discount, or can I get the homie hookup, or you know what I mean? And it's kind of along the same lines where it's like, hey, I'm willing to benefit. I'm willing to look good with you on the side of the stage, but don't ask me to purchase the album, right? Like you're going to give it to me for free.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. I have a leather bag company. How many people you think ask me for a free leather bag?
Well, it's about a double, I'm sure, because the holidays are right around the corner.
Man. And then it's the thing. When they be like, oh, that's nice. Oh, how much is this? I said, oh, $2,000 for the duffel bag. Oh, wow. Ooh. Oh, wow.
But they go right up to
They go to MCM, Louis Vuitton, and everything like that, and go purchase that. You know, the people that's close to what you have or what it is, some people expect that.
Right.
But this is nothing. How many people post the leather bag? To their friends or the people that we don't know. I don't know. You know, they may have a totally different circle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the podcast. How many people posted the podcast?
Facts.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all know 50 people in your phone. You know what I'm saying? Out of all those 50 people, everybody knows 2 people. That turns into 200-300 people pushing your thing. That's how you become the downloads and you get ranked on.
Yeah.
On iTunes. Out of the 50 people, every single show, hit them up. Yo, I need a comment from you. You don't see a comment? Yo, what happened? One thing that we don't do, and we do it out of anger instead of out of what's up. But we do it out of anger. Yo, you ain't supporting me. They really go in on that.
Yeah.
We all, have been there and done that. Oh man, you see me trying to, I'm struggling. You ain't support. That becomes an argument type of thing. Instead of, yo, how come you ain't post that up? I'm gonna make you feel bad.
Yeah.
You say you rocking with me. How come you ain't post that?
Explain to me.
How come you ain't make a comment? You see what I'm doing? Okay, you ain't got time for 2 minutes? Do it right now. Put your phone down. Do it right now.
Hey, we got to get, dude, if you're on my circle of friends, know what's coming.
No, I'm
that's
true.
real.
Yeah.
It's real.
You know what? That's interesting, man. Because one of the things I was thinking about, and this was like building, which is why I think a lot of folks, man, they build that email, that like they have the number list and the email list and all that stuff, so they can get many people to post their stuff. They get immediate access to all their stuff, man. They can post it out. Mm-hmm. Which is why I'm like, because I was just thinking about that, like, man, how do people get that? You know what I'm saying? Get the email and put stuff out faster and just have access. But that's huge, man. Get your people to start supporting you and ask them.
But you have to. Yo, I got an email list of super fans. That's what I call it. I got an email list of super fans. And when I put something out or when I do something, I send it to them first. And then they're going to send it to their people. They're going to support it. It's just like a super fan is just like that guy that goes to the NFL. No matter if they're winning or losing, they will have the body paint, be the first ones there. It can be 0 degrees outside, but they're there.
Man, you just explained to me how you still are a Clipper fan, man.
So, I'm a super fan.
Yeah.
No, I am.
Yeah.
I'm a super fan. No exaggeration. I'm a super fan. Yeah. But you know what? I support them. I push them out there. By me having that conversation, I'm marketing them. You know what I mean? I'm marketing them.
Yep.
And
I respect
we don't do that. Well, we didn't do that. Starting something new, etc. So like I said, we don't check some balances of the people around you. Check some balances of when you're going to go do that show and you're sitting next to Ed and you have Ed on your show and, oh, now you want to call me. All right, well, look, do 10 posts in a row, 10 different days about my stuff, then I rock with you. We don't do that. We're afraid of that because we're afraid we're going to lose the relationship. We're afraid, we're afraid of something.
Yeah, so true.
But realistically, what is that relationship bringing you?
Yeah, there ain't no value there. Really.
Yeah, even my man Zoo. When me and Zoo met, I told Zoo straight out. I said, yo, we cool. I love you as a bro, but there's a business relationship that we have. I needed you because I didn't want to do a Series 7 license. I don't want to get a license. You got a license. Now I can understand and get myself into different rooms where we can talk that securities. My man does that. You can do the business with me, but my man is not licensed. Again, my chessboard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we have a great friendship. We check each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we're not afraid to check each other. And I think that once people start realizing and doing that, they'll find a lane, and then they'll get the support to actually grow. Because if you find 25,000 super fans, you're a millionaire. Period.
Coming for you.
Yeah. 25,000 super fans. If y'all podcast had 25,000 super fans, you sell a t-shirt once a quarter, a different color. That's $250,000 a quarter, $1 million a year. Off of $10. Just off of super fans. Just by calling people out. You know what I mean? But we are all caught up on, or people are all caught up on, yo, I need 1 million people. Yo, I need 200,000 people. Oh, you ain't got the numbers. You ain't got Joe Rogan's numbers. That's cool. You don't need Joe Rogan's numbers to make it in this business or to make an impact.
Right.
Look at the dudes from Earn Your Leisure making a big impact. They created a school off of this right here, what y'all doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know so many people that got podcasts. Andy got a podcast. You know what I mean? That's how we got into certain circles. This is a flyer to do whatever else business you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You value your monetization, the money that you put out into this, the time that you put out into this. You value that per connection, per resource, per person that you do a podcast with. That person has a value to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if you don't hit up, hypothetically speaking, if Zoo's on your podcast, right? If you don't hit up 50 people that Zoo know to be in the next podcast, the next show, what are y'all doing it for?
Mm-hmm.
To opportunity wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Zoo is your resource to make that happen. If you posted up a joint on me, then I know 10 people you can hit up immediately, and they'll shoot me a text. Yeah, you just did that? Fashion, Thrash, Sticks, Foundation, Charity, Money B, rapper, legend. You know, we can go on and on and on and on. And even on the business side of it, Andy, the dude from, that does wealth management, a banker. You know what I'm saying? We can go on and on. If you don't, some people, we don't take what we have. We always think we got to go for the big things, the steps. And those are in lanes. Those are the little exits. Then you work that exit. You built that exit. That's your little circle now. All right, it's time to get back on the road. And then you go to the next exit. And every exit is a bigger step until you have that success. And when you turn around and look of all the things that you did, all the little exits that you've built out for yourself, you're like, damn, we really there. You know? Yeah.
Yo, that was $1 billion advice, man. $1 billion advice.
I don't
man.
usually shut up, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm at a loss for words. My mind's working right now.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, but one thing you were saying, man, out of that, man, that really got me thinking is most people just aren't willing to have a direct conversation in their, they're just people always beating around the bush.
Yep.
And most people are lying. And that made me think, man, most people are lying to themselves. So they really want somebody to tell them the truth, but they really don't. they don't really want the answer.
Can't handle the truth.
You know what I'm saying? Because most people be like, man, how come you ain't send my post out? Oh, because your stuff is trash, bro. That's why I want to send your post out. People don't want to hear that. But you know what? You need to get that out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? About, oh, snap, okay. Well, I appreciate you being straight up with me. Hey, appreciate it. Cool. Yeah. On to the next thing.
Tell me what I could improve on.
You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
That part. That's the second question. If somebody like, nah, I don't like, well, what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody said they didn't like my leather bags. I said, why? Give me a reason. He said this and said that and everything, and I respected him in fashion. Cool. Guess what I did?
Adjustments.
Yo, everybody, come in here. Yo, this, we got to change this. We got to change this. We got to change. Yeah, you got to adjust. That's the only way you evolve.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the only way you evolve. But some people take that as hating. Some people take that as you don't know what you're doing or anything like that. Empty your damn cup.
There it is.
Empty your goddamn cup, man. Come with your cup maybe 25% full. Have a little bit of knowledge that you can have a educated conversation with them in whatever you're talking about, but take in everything that they know. Go home, digest it, write it out, draw pictures, whatever you have to do. Make your own plan. Then your cup end up getting full. Put it in storage. Then go get another cup and go to another situation.
Let me ask you this, man, because obviously you're intelligent. That cup, when it's full, how much of that do you think is pride, if not all of it? And so is that why people have a difficult time emptying some of that out? And then how do you separate pride from confidence? Because I think sometimes people, they want to... There's an understanding that you need to have a certain level of confidence in what you're doing, but I feel like they kind of overlap into pride where they're not willing to take constructive criticism. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It just depends on the situation. I think that's situational. You know, your pride comes in when you're feeling when you need to be on the defense of something.
Yeah, attacked or something. Yeah.
Attacked or something. So you feel as though you have to come at a person a certain way. One thing that my man Sticks and my partner Lamar has shown me is look at the other side before you react. Look at the other side on that. And that has helped me lose my pride on different things. You know, and all these lessons, you know, some people say, yo, your marketing don't work, yo. That shit don't work. And I'm in the back of my head like, man, you a fool. You just did it in 1 month. It ain't going to turn around in 1 month. I know people that I'm still working with 2 years ago. And it's just now kicking in. You have to lay that foundation. But some people's pride won't allow that. They want instant gratification. And that's what social media is doing right now. And it's good, but it's bad. Instant gratification. But also people's pride is on there when they post something. Oh, my stuff is flawed. Yo, that's fake. No, it ain't. Blah, blah, blah. And then it's a match. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So when you mentioned, like, look at the other side, is that like trying to figure out the intentions? Like what? Like
no, how they feel.
Okay.
Why are they coming at you like that? The reason why they're asking you that question. The reason why is this guy really reacting to me this way and saying that? Does he know what he's talking about? What's his level of expertise in what he's telling me? You know, is this something personal? There's key words that when people are talking, that you can know if it's a personal thing or if they're telling you really information. You know what I mean? There's certain tones too. It's like if I say, fuck you, we'll laugh about it. But if I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, whoa. So there's certain ways, certain tones and all that. You have to understand that. Me now that I've been in so many different deals and so many different things, I listen to that. I listen for that. And like I said, Lamar and Sticks, they look at the other side of things, which got me to start thinking of, okay, maybe I shouldn't have reacted that way. Maybe I shouldn't, like there's one movie that was about to come out. Dudes started texting crazy inside of a group. I said, yo, cancel this motherfucker. Should I did that? No. Should I have said it could have been a different way? I didn't look at it from how he looked at it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, could we be in a different position somewhere in a different way? Maybe. We never know. But again, that's the pride. The pride thing. Instead of taking the time, taking a moment. You don't have to take forever. Just take a moment. Then ask yourself some questions. Is he an expert in what he's telling me? Is this malicious? What tone he's saying it in? and okay, what's after this? And I started thinking that way, and that has helped me a whole lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what I meant when I said, like, what is their intention? Because some people intentionally are just hating. Some people are like, hey, well, I think this could improve, right? And their intention is like...
But why are they hating? Because they don't have it? Because they can't do it? Because they want to do it? Because they want to take that step and do it? And my conversation always is, yo, have you ever tried it? Have you ever done it? Okay, well, I appreciate your opinion on it, but if you're not in the same lane doing what I'm doing, then you don't know my understanding.
Right.
I had an argument with one of my friends with that, where some of the staff wasn't getting along with other staff, or in the way I talk and the way I think and everything like that. It wasn't communicating right. You know what I mean? And he tried to give me advice on that. And I said, yo, bro, no disrespect, but how many employees do you have? So until you have 10 or more employees that you manage or you oversee, that you have to pay, then you can't give me advice on how I should react or deal with these 10 employees legally, just to make sure the company culture still stays there. And there's so many different factors. You're not in that same conversation as me. That's why I created Billionaire's Lunch too. I created Billionaire's Lunch because of that conversation I had with my guy. I did.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Right.
Man, I don't know. We can talk about that too, man. I know we got to tap out in a few, man, but creating a culture and environment, people, kind of taking it to the next phase, because people, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that are trying to get things going, or may have some things going, but may want to get to that next level, and may want to get to that next level of community, and create, and creating kind of your own environment. So tell people kind of how Billionaire's Lunch helps with kind of creating your own environment. If I believe that's what it is, because I've been cutting. I was like, yo, this environment's fire. Yeah. First of all, but with kind of controlling your environment with the type of people you're bringing in and making it exclusive, man. The Billionaire's Lunch is something so fire. I'm sure, man, Dave could explain it way better than I'm explaining it right now.
Billionaire's Lunch realistically is my own chessboard.
Yeah.
And I put the pieces and allow the pieces that I want in my chessboard that I think that can actually make those certain moves in the game that I want to play. And I bring them all into one place and then see how everybody works and reacts, because every piece don't work with every piece. And then from that conversation, I have to have conversations of people that, I can't have a conversation with you like what we're going through right now. We're taking our company public. You can't have conversations with people about going public if they don't know stocks. You know what I mean? So I'm limited on the amount of people I can talk to. So what I had to do is I said, okay, I want to talk to people that's like me. So we started doing these things called Billionaire's Lunch once a month, and you can sign up for it, and somebody will vet you to see if you can get in or get there. And there's no disrespect or anything like that, but I just want to know who's going to enter into the chessboard. That's why you see, that one restaurant that we went to, we had the room, it was small and everything. Billionaire Lunch is free. You come to it, you pay no money for the food, pay no money for the drinks, and there's always a conversation. And there's a topic that's going on. You went to two of them?
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them?
Yeah, that's fire. Now, how can say your average everyday, because this is a higher level Billionaire's Lunch, man. But so I'm thinking of how can somebody maybe create that on, I don't want to say a junior level.
It's not a junior level.
So how could somebody do that where they're at right now? How could somebody do that with their own, chessboard, so to speak?
Start.
Oh, damn.
Everybody wants to have so many ideas on, I'm going to do a deal. Start. Do you know 10 people in business in your phone? Start. Go to a restaurant, say, look, I want to have a party of 10 here. How much would it cost? Can I get a discount? Or I'm going to make sure they come here, or you show them your new menu. You get a discount that way or something like that. You get a new menu. Or you ask for the chef to come out. All right, well, look, when I bring these 10 people, I'm going to pay this money, but I want the chef to come out and explain the meal that we're eating. You set your own frame up.
Create an experience.
Boom.
Yeah, you set your own frame up. And you can do that anywhere. You know what I mean? But the problem with people and why they don't, to answer your question, they don't start. And everybody thinks you have to do it big. Billionaire's Lunch is what, 14, 15 people, except the one I did in the mansion.
Yeah.
Where, with the
that was
fashion
a different. Yeah, that was a different.
That was a different one. But, you know, and then pick a theme, pick your own theme and do that. I told Zoo, we met a dude that has the Porsche out here. This has the Porsche thing out here. Underneath of the Porsche thing is a museum, Porsche museum. He said, yo, Dave, y'all can use it anytime y'all want. Just let me know. I said, yo, Zoo, call him up. Tell him you wanted to have an event there, charity event. You call this person for the food. You bring your top 10 people. You bring your top 10 people. Free food, free this, mingling, have a subject matter, topic. Do that once a month. There. Now your frame, Porsche dealership, underneath of it. Not everybody can get it.
It's exclusive.
You're bringing everybody to you that you want to work with. You're not going to them. Because it's your event, everybody wants to shake your hand and say, hey, all great. I had a great time. Thanks for inviting me. You know what you doing with this? Out of pocket, what, $1,500?
Yeah, and it's really in your pocket, multiples of that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to invest yourself into it.
Yeah.
Like I pay for Billionaire's Lunch out of pocket. Literally out of pocket. Or I have a deal at the restaurant that I go to or whatever. Like my boy Richard with that house. You know, but with that, like I said, I built my own chessboard. Thrash, my man, was the theme for that. Your appearance and how you look walking into the room.
Word.
But the place we was at was unique. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, that was fire.
Just start, bro.
Just start. Create your frame. That's something that's a whole podcast in itself about creating a frame. That's a whole one in itself, man. That's big.
Read books.
Yeah.
Read books. Biology. Atomic Habits. You know what I mean? Biology is crazy. Understanding business. Tipping point. You need 3-4 people in your life to make your business successful.
Ooh. Yeah, I haven't read Tipping Point in a long time. I gotta re-listen to that bad boy.
The Richest Man in Babylon is another one. You know, there's certain books, certain things, but you gotta get in those communities taught. You know.
Yeah, that's fire, man. Ooh, man, it's got to be a multi-series conversation, man. Oh, for sure.
Let's blow this thing up so we can get on a streaming network and have a channel.
Why haven't you asked?
Hey, talk to Lamar, man. What you talking about,
This is my
man?
first time meeting you, man.
Oh, I was about to say, just ask.
Yeah.
Yo, what do I gotta do? Yo, what position we gotta be at? One of my mans, I'm not gonna say his name. He said, "Yo, he does a podcast," and he said, "Yo, what do I have to do to get my podcast to the position so I can put it on your platform?" And I told him 5 different things, and he's been working. Right now, he's at like 4.5. And every single time he makes the changes, he sends it to me. What do you think about these edits? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And he's getting there. And guess what? He's going to have his own talk show on our platform.
Yeah.
Well, we are too, Dave. We are too.
Let's
Dave.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, we just started a business channel.
Yeah.
We started our own business channel. So guess what? We're going to control our own narrative and what business we want to teach.
Fire.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stay all the way tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, man, the No Pressure, No Diamonds, man, community, man, it's gonna be something big. And you know, I just want to appreciate you for your time, Dave. Appreciate you coming through.
All good.
Man, you have any closing remarks, Thomas?
Bro, like I said, I usually am not at a loss for words, but my mind's going right now. I got a lot of thoughts marinating right now, so I'm grateful for.
I'm grateful y'all asked me to come there, man. It's a blessing.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, man. Well, you already know, man, where to find us. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and man, we know you. We hitting.
We're coming. We're coming for you. friend group.
You know what I'm saying? But appreciate your support, man. But for the monthly contributors, you know what I'm saying? We definitely appreciate you. The ones now and the ones in advance, we appreciate you coming through, man. But hey, without no further ado, no pressure.
No diamonds.
Let's get it.